Trade once promised peace and prosperity, acting as a bridge between nations and fueling hopes for a more interconnected, stable world. But today, those same economic tools, like export bans and trade restrictions, have become powerful weapons in global power struggles, shifting the balance of influence without a single shot fired. Countries now use control over vital resources to punish rivals and gain strategic advantage. No soldiers needed, just supply chains. The flow of goods and materials has become a new frontline where access can be granted or denied in an instant. An export ban is simple. A government blocks the sale of a key product abroad, causing instant shortages and global disruption. The effects ripple through industries, impacting everything from manufacturing to consumer prices. Imagine if the world's main coffee supplier stopped exports overnight. Now apply that to rare metals in our phones and computers. The consequences would be immediate and far-reaching, affecting daily life and entire economies. These bans can reshape economies, threaten security, and force nations to rethink alliances. Suddenly, countries must scramble to secure new sources or develop alternatives, often at great cost. Sometimes, bans are used to conserve resources for domestic growth, ensuring that local industries have what they need to thrive and compete globally. Other times, they're wielded as retaliation in escalating trade disputes, sending a clear message to adversaries. The US-China rivalry is a prime example, with each side weaponizing trade restrictions to pressure the other, turning economic interdependence into a battleground. This isn't just about money, it's about sending political messages, asserting dominance, and shaping the rules of a shifting world order where alliances are constantly tested. Enter China's recent move, restricting exports of gallium, a critical material for modern technology and innovation. This isn't just another trade spat, it's a strategic strike at the heart of the digital economy, targeting industries that power our connected world. Gallium powers everything from smartphones and solar panels to advanced defense systems, making it indispensable for both civilian and military applications. By controlling its supply, China is showing it can disrupt Western economies at will, highlighting just how vulnerable global supply chains can be. This single action has sent shockwaves through the tech industry and forced governments to confront their vulnerabilities, sparking urgent debates about resilience, self-sufficiency, and the future of economic warfare. Gallium isn't a household name, and most people have never even seen it in person. Yet this unassuming element is absolutely essential to the technology that powers our daily lives. This soft, silvery metal is so unique that it melts in your hand, almost like a magic trick. But its true value lies far beyond its unusual physical properties. It's a cornerstone of modern technology. When combined with arsenic to form gallium arsenide, it creates a compound that outperforms traditional silicon in high-speed electronics and optoelectronics. This is the secret ingredient behind lightning-fast smartphones, ultra-efficient LED lights, and the advanced communication networks that connect our world. Without gallium, much of our digital infrastructure, servers, networks, and data centers would simply not function as efficiently, or might not function at all. Its importance stretches far beyond consumer gadgets. Gallium is also vital for defense systems and cutting-edge aerospace technology. Advanced radar and satellite systems depend on gallium-based components for their speed, reliability, and resilience in harsh environments. Interestingly, gallium isn't mined directly from the Earth. Instead, it's extracted as a byproduct during aluminum and zinc production, making its supply chain both complex and highly concentrated. China dominates the world's gallium refining, investing heavily to control this strategic market and shaping global supply. As a result, the world has become dangerously dependent on China for this critical metal, raising concerns about security and stability. With China's recent export restrictions, countries and companies are now scrambling to find alternative sources and secure their supply chains. The global tech ecosystem, once confident and interconnected, is suddenly exposed to new risks and uncertainties. Gallium's quiet power, once hidden in the background, has now become a glaring vulnerability for the entire world. On August 1, 2023, China made headlines by announcing strict export controls on two critical elements, gallium and germanium, officially citing national security concerns as the reason for this sudden move. These materials are essential for the production of advanced electronics and semiconductors, making the announcement particularly significant for global technology industries. Under the new rules, exporters must now obtain special government licenses, effectively giving Beijing the authority to decide who can access these vital resources and for what end use. This new layer of bureaucracy adds uncertainty for international buyers and complicates global supply chains. Many analysts interpret this move as a direct response to escalating US restrictions on China's access to advanced semiconductor technology, viewing it as a strategic countermove in the ongoing tech rivalry. The United States has blacklisted major Chinese tech companies and has also pressured its allies to halt the sale of advanced chip-making equipment to China, aiming to slow China's technological progress. By restricting gallium exports, China is sending a clear message to the world. It can retaliate by leveraging its near monopoly over certain critical materials that are indispensable to modern technology. With China producing over 95% of the world's gallium supply, the decision sent immediate shockwaves through global markets, causing prices to spike and raising concerns about future shortages. The timing of the announcement, just days before a high-profile US diplomatic visit, was no coincidence, signaling China's willingness to use its resource dominance as a bargaining chip. China is making it clear that global supply chains are a two-way street. If Western nations restrict Chinese access to technology, China can just as easily restrict their access to the raw materials needed to make that technology. This marks a new and more complex phase in the US-China tech war, shifting the battlefield from tariffs and finished goods to control over the very building blocks of the digital age. The world is watching closely, as governments and industries alike try to anticipate how the West will respond to this bold move by China. The stakes in this confrontation are higher than ever, with billions of dollars and the future of technological leadership hanging in the balance. The global balance of technological power is now in flux, as both sides race to secure their own supply chains and develop alternatives. The next moves in this high-stakes standoff could reshape not just the tech industry, but the entire global economy for years to come. China's gallium ban could cost the US economy up to $603 billion over 5 years. The direct trade value is small, but gallium is a linchpin for semiconductors, telecom, defense, and green tech. Shortages could halt production, trigger layoffs, and drive up prices for everything from smartphones to cars. Uncertainty makes companies hesitant to invest, stifling innovation and competitiveness. The scramble for alternative suppliers will raise costs and slow down next-gen technology development. America's technological leadership and national security are at risk. The $603 billion isn't just a number, it's a warning about the fragility of the US tech ecosystem. The ripple effects could undermine economic strength and global influence. The gallium ban is a wake-up call for American industry. The gallium ban hits America's tech titans hard. Apple relies on gallium-based chips for iPhones. Supply disruptions could delay new models and hurt its brand. Semiconductor giants like Broadcom and Qorvo face production threats as requalifying new suppliers is slow and costly. Defense contractors such as Raytheon and Lockheed Martin need gallium for advanced radar in fighter jets. National security is on the line. Smaller tech firms with fewer resources are even more vulnerable to price spikes and shortages. The ban doesn't just threaten big names, it shakes the entire US tech ecosystem. From startups to multinationals, everyone feels the pressure. The risk isn't just economic, it's existential for some companies. The gallium ban exposes the fragility of America's innovation engine. While US firms scramble, Huawei stands to gain from China's gallium ban. Once crippled by US sanctions, Huawei now benefits as Western rivals face material shortages. The ban levels the playing field, slowing competitors' product development and eroding their technological edge. With a secure domestic supply, Huawei can consolidate its dominance in China's vast market. The company is investing heavily in its own chip design and supply chains, aiming for self-sufficiency. As Western firms struggle, Huawei could expand in developing markets, offering affordable tech where others can't compete. The gallium ban gives Huawei breathing room to catch up and maybe even leap ahead. This isn't just a business win, it's a strategic victory for China's global tech ambitions. The world may soon see Huawei and China set the pace for next-gen technology. The gallium ban is a turning point in the global tech race. The gallium ban raises the specter of a new tech monopoly, this time controlled by China. By dominating critical materials, China could give its companies, like Huawei, an unbeatable edge. Imagine a world where next-gen networks and devices are built almost exclusively with Chinese components and standards. This would give Beijing unprecedented economic and political leverage, raising concerns about security, surveillance, and censorship. The shift from a multipolar tech world to a state-backed monopoly would stifle innovation and limit consumer choice. The global tech landscape could become a closed ecosystem, dictated by one power. The gallium ban isn't just a trade move, it's a step toward a new world order in technology. The stakes for global freedom and competition have never been higher. The gallium ban has triggered a worldwide race for alternatives. Countries like Germany, Japan, and Kazakhstan are restarting gallium production, once unprofitable due to China's low prices. The US is investing in domestic supply chains, recycling, and new refining technologies. Scientists are searching for substitutes like indium phosphide and silicon carbide to reduce reliance on gallium. Building new supply chains and developing alternatives will take years and major investment. In the meantime, shortages and higher costs are inevitable. The world is racing against time to avoid a fractured, siloed tech market. The outcome will shape the future of global technology. The scramble is on, and the clock is ticking. The gallium ban has forced the West to rethink its strategy. The first step: coordinate with allies, share stockpiles, and invest in new production together. Diversifying supply chains and friend-shoring production to trusted partners is now essential. Investing in domestic mining, refining, and recycling is a necessary insurance policy, even if it costs more. Innovation is key. Funding research into new materials and manufacturing processes will reduce future vulnerabilities. The US must stay at the cutting edge to maintain its tech leadership. Diplomacy remains vital. Total decoupling would hurt everyone. The goal is to de-risk, not decouple, establishing clear rules and open channels to manage disputes. The challenge: defend national interests while preserving the benefits of global cooperation. The gallium crisis is a test of resilience and a chance to build a more secure, innovative future.